Hello, everyone. Corrie here, coming in to do the energy update for the weekend of February the 14th. I missed the full moon in Leo. Life definitely um, casted in some shine a light up on some shadow energy in our world during that time. And I was also traveling. Um, I was traveling from Alberta, Canada to Newfoundland. And so right now I'm in a place called Buckens, Newfoundland, which many of you may never have heard of, but it is my beautiful hometown where I am from. It is one of the most amazing communities, but that's where I am right now visiting my family. So I'm recording from my mom's house. But I woke up this morning and I could feel the shadow energy. I could feel the anxiousness. And it is Valentine's Day. There's a lot of love energy in the air, but that that day also is marked by a lot of other energies as well. And so this is our collective consciousness has the Valentine's Day. But we also have, and I want to honor this as an Indigenous woman, is I really want to take a moment and honor and the day of the missing Indigenous women and children and men. That is also a part of this day as well, because it has been this February the 14th has been marked as the day of the missing Indigenous women. And and so yes, and so I want to honor that as well. And I am on Indigenous land as well in my hometown. So this is where the Beatuck um, also reside. It was in this area. So there's so much heritage here for me. There's so much culture and so much of my home life. And as I woke up this morning, I could feel the essence of the shadow. And I could feel the shadow energy coming in. And I could feel like something big is about to happen and something big is about to come down. And so today in the energy, I don't know where, but I'm seeing some big, massive storm energy. And I have not seen, heard, anything. I have been with my grandchildren, so it's like I feel like I'm out of the loop. It feels like you leave the whole world behind when you come to this little community. Um, but I'm feeling as if there is a I woke up, I had this anxiousness, and I thought first, like, what is wrong with me? Is this like everyone else's energy around? And it's like, no, no, it's not people's energy per se that's around. It is the energy that's coming in, and it's coming from the earth energy itself. I'm really picking up a lot of the earth energy, and I'm really picking up some sort of big storm, big like explosion of energy somehow. And so that usually for me it means like it's either some big uh like winter weather. It could be winter weather, or it could be volcanic, it can also be tsunami. But there is like this wave of energy, and it's just coming in big time. And I do feel it coming in into this weekend or into the week's energy. So I don't know what else is happening in the world, but I'm feeling it. So that's on the macro. So on the micro, when we bring it back into ourselves and we feel the energy of the world, of what's happening around us, and we bring it into ourselves, is that this weekend's energy does have this sense of uh, almost as if plans, you could have all these plans in the world and then things change. And so there is this sense of it could be a disappointing experience, or it can be it can be like an unexpected enthusiastic moment that comes in. But something's on the rise, and some things are really changing. So there is a change in the air that's happening. And so if you've had travel plans, your travel plans may not go exactly as planned. You may have you may see delays. You may see people not show up on time. If you have a party, if you have something that's happening, you may even be the person who's going on that first date, that blind date, and you may find yourself being ghosted by a person. Now don't think it's personally you, like it's like, oh, everyone's going to be ghosted. No, but it's just the energy that is out there that just it has such a level of unpredictability that is coming in with this. And it's so unexpected, not unpredictable, but it's because I'm predicting it. But it has a sense of, delays, a sense of changes. And so it's going to really bring about some changes. It's going to change directions, and it's going to change projections of life. And so whatever is happening right now changes the projection, could possibly change the projection of your path, of the way you're going, like of something you were about to do, and something you were about to take on, something you were about to venture into. And so a shadow has been dancing around a lot since the new year came in. Like, I mean, massively been around us. We've been experiencing this shadow energy and the dance of the shadow since we came into 2025 energy, and especially since we came into a lot of this Pluto energy. But we also still have that beautiful, we still have a lot of beautiful love energy. So it's like I'm listening to two stories or two, I'm listening to two energies communicate to me, and I'm listening to the, the love wanting to speak. I'm listening to the excitement wanting to speak, and beautiful things unfolding. But then over here, it's like on a beautiful day and the wind comes up. And when the wind comes up and all that wind comes in, is that it kind of takes away, no matter how nice and sunny it is, how beautiful, the wind comes up and it blows everything over. It's frustrating, and it can be very frustrating because it's not that it foils the whole day or it ruins the whole day, but it 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 puts a damper, right? It just kind of like pisses us off because we put so much effort into things. So you may find yourself having put so much effort into some things, and then the wind is coming up and there's changes that are happening, or things are not working out the way that you wanted them to work out. That because what it's doing is teaching us about control. And so it's the spirit of control type of thing that's coming in to teach us about control, or the spirit of love coming in to teach us about how little control we truly have, and about how we try to control and influence everything. And I've done the same thing all week. I'm like, oh, I got videos to make and I have to get to work and I have to record these videos. And every time I go to record, somebody comes in the house or something else happens or it doesn't get done. And I could feel myself kind of being a little bit frustrated by it. So I know this is a truth. And today I finally got this. I started cleaning up and start doing some work around, and all of a sudden it was like, okay, now you can record. But it moves everything else out of the way. So the message would not have been the message that truly would have probably come in, because there may have been some ego in the message this week. It's been one of those weeks in our world when life has really thrown us a curveball. And so yeah, and so it affects us all. None of us kind of get kind of to to be left out of this curveball energy that February has been giving us, and we're in the midst of it. And of course, February is a short month, but we're going to be riding this wave until probably the end of March, going into no, into the first after the first week of April. We do have a big, powerful retrograde that's coming in that's going to really affect that in that area and energy that's coming in around that time that I'm seeing. And it's this ball of energy, and it kind of pushes us backwards a little bit. And so some of these delays are actually a blessing in disguise. So sometimes when you have a delay, it's like it's preventing something else that's ahead. And it's hard to see that sometimes. So it's like, oh, I wanted to get on the road at this time. I wanted to get out of the house at this time. I want to do this at that time. And you got all these plans, and it's like, oh, like, and you get so frustrated and you get so mad. But then you get on the road and you get, say, an hour in, and there's a big accident. And if you had have left at that hour, you may have been in that accident. And so sometimes the universe really does have our back more than we think. And allowing ourselves to be in alignment with the flow of the energy and the movement of the energy is the true right path for us to travel. And so the guides are kind of telling us, like, let go of the wheel, let go of that control, let go of, trying to perfect or trying to make things be the way that you think it should be, and allow us to guide you through this. Allow us to navigate, because we have walked through this before. We have been through this before. We know this place. We know this energy. We know where you are in your earthly worlds right now. We have been there. We have experienced that. We have helped other people. And so our guides and our angels um and our guardians, they have all bared witness to all of this before, and they know the way. They can navigate through it. They're there with us. They guide us through it. They know the experience. And so sometimes, and what this weekend's energy really is about is let go, is about letting go and just allowing ourselves to be in the flow with the energy, in the flow with what's happening, whether it's a snowstorm coming in and you're snowed in and all your plans are foiled. You still doesn't mean you can't do other things. It just means the things that you have set into your mind and onto your little chart and onto your goals and onto your to-do list is probably not going to get done. And sometimes we need to let go of those to-do lists or those expectations that we have up on people to be the people that make us comfortable. And that's the other big thing that comes up in this energy is being aware of, it's that mirror reflection of the world's reflecting back to you what you're unwilling to see or do within yourself sometimes. And so the energy is sometimes revealing to ourselves who you really are, how you're really behaving, or who you really are in those moments. And it's like when you stop and you slow down and you take the breath and you go, oh, oh, it's not really them. It's actually me. It's actually me. And it's not that you caused all the chaos around, but I'm only feeling the way I'm feeling because I'm creating that. I'm creating that. I'm telling myself a story. And it's like the Santa Claus story. And the Santa Claus story in life is such a truth. It's such a truth. And so it is the intentional, it's an intentional deceit within our lives, right? And so we have these intentional kind of deceits, and sometimes we do that to ourselves. We intentionally deceive ourselves in our lives. So when you look at life and you see things from that perspective, is that we can talk ourselves into anything and how everything is going to go our way and how things are going to work out and how we're going to have this beautiful experience and how this is going to be so perfect. And when it doesn't go perfect, or when things go wrong and things go south, then we're like, oh, well, how, like that, I'm so mad. Why would that have happened? It's because anything can happen. Anything can take place. And we can't control the weather. We can't control well, actually the government and stuff is trying to control the weather. Somebody's out there trying to control and change things, but man trying to play God causes quite a destruction. And when man trying to play God versus God being God really can cause quite the destruction. And it foils it throws things out of alignment. And when we throw things out of alignment because we want things to go how we want them to go, we want people to be how we want them to be, is we're trying to create a comfort. That's not a safety. That's trying to create what we want, trying to get what we want. And so back to the people, this is what it's all over the place. Um, and so people in our lives and looking at it is really noticing that it's that self-deception that other people are making you feel a certain way, or other people are all broken and I'm all good. And and so if I just get back to my turtle shell, if I just hide in my house, it's better. Or if I just only go around certain people, around people who only believe what I believe or only think what I think, and only, it's like that's a delusional way that we exist, right? We could, because we don't want to face anything that appears to be confrontational, and it's not confrontational. It's another perspective. It's another truth, because people really truly get trapped in those truths, and we hold on to those truths as if it is the only truth. This is so my second book. This is my truth of existing beyond the reflection. I'm living and breathing the energy of my own writing, my own book today. And so when we look at our lives, and it's like, so we've all had these lies. And so why do we hold on to truths and convictions and control and thinking that things are all going to go so perfectly in our lives, when life has told us, showed us, revealed to us time and time again that the one truth that we had is not always the same truth, and there's always another truth. And so it's back to the little Santa Claus story. So if you got your kids around, don't let them listen to this part. Um, if you, and this is a heads up, don't let your kids listen to this part if you have little kids, and it's about Santa Claus. And so the Santa Claus story, the bunny story, and it's all coming up because it's Valentine's Day. And it's like, and so that Valentine's Day is no different. It was created for consumerism, right? That's Valentine's Day. It's a shop day. It's a right. Is it still a good day to show affection? Yeah, so is every other day. And it's not to be cynical and it's not to be discounted. And yeah, we should still celebrate Valentine's Day. It's not right, but it's it's not called a love day per se. The energy shifts and changes. The Santa Claus story, that's a truth, and we believe it to be a truth until somebody tells us it is not, or until we find out that it's not. And we live in that truth, we live in that conviction, we create scenarios around it, we give presents with Santa Claus' name on it. We do all of those things. We create those experiences. And then it becomes a lie and it becomes a story that then it becomes a disappointment and everything we thought was once true no longer is. We live in Santa Claus stories everywhere in our lives. We live in it in our relationships. We live in it everywhere. And so we create those realities. We live in it when we tell ourselves that everyone else is our problem and that everyone else is causing our problem. Everyone else is making me feel this way. Everyone else, everything else. And so there is a level of self deception that is in this energy that is being kind of exposed and opened up. And it began around the full moon energy. And so around the full moon energy, this kind of all began to unfold. This is kind of like a breaking point and a pulling apart. And so the stories are beginning to kind of unravel new truths for us. And it's up to us what we do with those truths. It's up to us how we show up in those truths. And it's up to us to look at who and what we are in those experiences and how we show up in those experiences and how we react and how we respond and what we do with them and how we really truly invent and create from the mind's ability to create through the imagination. And yes, it's real. And yes, it's real for us. And so there is, like I said, it's going to be anticipation, but also it's going to come up with, levels of disappointment or dissatisfaction, whatever that may be. And what it's doing, it's not telling us that the world is going to disappoint us. It's us looking at how we create such a big pedestal story that leads us into being disappointed because our expectations that we put upon ourselves or upon others or to be at certain places or things. And it's not about lowering the expectations. It's realizing that there's many truths or there's many scenarios. There's much energy that is coming in at all times that can influence and affect us, but we also have free will. And that free will is the thing that it becomes the pillar and is guiding us. And when we allow ourselves to be guided by spirit, it's not that we give up our free will choice. We recognize that, I've been repeating this for a long time. This has been repeating for a long time. And I want you to take me in the path. I'm asking my guides, my angels, take me down the path to understand where I am. Because where I am today, I have not been here yet. I've had similar experiences. I have been through my own similar hurts, my own experience myself. But this is not the same as those experiences, and I have not been here yet. And what I thought was what was a truth one day then becomes a no longer a truth the next day. And so this energy is influencing us big time, and it's bringing in big change. So it can be very exciting, it can be exhilarating, it can be so powerful and so wonderful, but it's really an opportunity for us to break up with our bullshit stories that we tell ourselves or that sense of control that we try to take and that forcing and pushing and pulling and trying to make stuff happen or trying to perfect shit and trying to perfect life. And it's telling us let go and allow in the guides, the angels to guide us through on this weekend because there is a beautiful kind of Cupid energy that is there. And I know for myself this past when I arrived in Newfoundland on on Monday night, on Tuesday morning, the whole time I was flying, I'm like, I want to see something in the sky. I can't even see the moon. It was right before the full moon. I can't even see the moon. I'm so disappointed. I'm flying at night. I can't see the moon. And it's like, and everything went smoothly flying. And I'm like, why am I not seeing something special? Why can't I write? I'm in the sky. I can usually write when I'm in the sky. Why am I doing nothing? And I woke up Tuesday morning and kind of dozed off. It was late when we got in, and I kind of dozed off for a second. And in one of those awake dreams, and a little cherub, a little cherub angel appeared. And I have never bared witness to a cherub angel before. And this little angel appeared, and in this white light, and the love was so so on, I can't even give it words, undescribable. And I felt the love and I felt the energy. And when I did, it just swarmed over me. And then my granddaughter opened the door and came in and said, Dana, come have breakfast. We're in the hotel. And it was gone. But it was just like that. And in that moment, I knew that that little cherub had a big purpose and a big why. And you just don't know when those experiences and those whys are going to appear. But it was a moment that changed the projection and it changed things. And yeah, and you just don't know. You don't know when your guide's appearing, why your guide is sometimes coming, but our guides are here. And we have a big kind of swarming of this guided angels and guided or guides that are coming in, and could be ascendant masters, it could be fays, it could be whatever. It's like, but this is a big period of time in our lives and in this journey of where the return to the belief in magic, the belief in fairy tales and folklores and all of those things that kind of exist around us and within our world is as real could be. Um, and so there's more beyond the truth that people know, and there's more and there's bigger truths that are unfolding. And so sometimes that foiled plan is the way to, it's a magical moment that's actually taking you towards something even better. And I believe in those miracles, and I believe that in that beautiful energy. And so, yes, this weekend does have a lot of that kind of unexpected, but um, don't be disillusioned by holding so tightly to your one truth, because that one truth is not always the whole truth. There's truths are bigger, there's more truth, and there's way more perspectives. And our journey forward as we go through this year is really truly about perspectives and about being open to the perspectives, the views, and opening up our hearts and our minds and our ability to be able to see beyond just what's in front of our face, in front of our nose. I send you so much love. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will be speaking to you hopefully next week. I'm still away. I am on holidays, and I am starting the mediumship mentorship program starting Sunday, which is February the 17th, 16th, February the 16th. There is still some spaces for availability to join. So if you're interested in joining me and taking the journey through really learning more about your intuition, about your gifts, about your mediumship, about stepping in the power, channeling, everything possible about being able to connect and communicate to your own soul, being able to listen to those voices that truly matter, and be able to talk back to that ego that takes us down the path of giving ourselves the right to be right about everything. The I know. So if you're interested in joining me for the 6-month journey, the live classes are only once a month, and then every other week you're going to get a new video in between, which means a lot of self work, a lot of time to really do your own work, and but also to be able to for deep contemplation and for making really good connections with like-minded other people, whether you're a beginner, you're advanced. I always say step in, join in as if we know nothing, and give ourselves the opportunity to allow spirit to communicate and teach and through me. And I look forward to teaching this. So if you're interested, go to the mteacademy.ca and join us in there. We also have many programs, myself and Lisa Richard. We share this beautiful academy and school where we share our teachings and our work, and I was going to say our knowledge, but I want to say the wisdom that kind of comes through us, and we share it in that shared space. And so there's many courses and many opportunities, and we have all of the yearly forecast readings that includes both myself and Lisa. And what we offer is we offer some gene key human design about the gates that are coming up, and then also my work with archetypal energy, working with the zodiacs and the archetypes and the virtues and the vices and the angels, and kind of giving you a description of all about you, all about the energy and the sign and the influences, but also the 2025 forecast readings. So you can check those out. I'm still working on the last couple. These are big projects that we took on. So each and every month is a big, big project, and Lisa and I are still working our way through them. But it was something we felt the call to do. So if you want to check those out, you can also go to the Academy and check those out as well. You can purchase my books, my cards, all go directly to my website. Go to CorrieThorne/Cameron.com. All the links are in down below here on the YouTube video. So I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll be talking soon. Much love. Bye bye.